it's not just the locals who are afraid to explore these terrifying underground bunkers. Even experts, armed with cameras and equipment, dare not to venture into these depths. The underground tunnels of the Paris catacombs. Stretching over 150 miles, these tunnels were built in the 13th century as a limestone quarry. But during World War II, the French resistance used these tunnels as a hiding place. Today, only a small section of the tunnels is open to the public, but the rest remains off limits due to the treacherous conditions and the rumors of paranormal activity. People who have ventured into the closed sections have reported strange noises, disembodied voices, and even sightings of ghostly apparitions. The underground tunnels of the Paris catacombs are considered terrifying for several reasons. One, it's dark history. The catacombs were created in the 13th century, but during the 18th century, they were actually converted into a mass burial site. Over 6 million Parisians, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, remains were transferred to the catacombs, creating a labyrinth tomb. There's very narrow and treacherous passages as well. The tunnels are winding and often very steep. Visitors must navigate through tight spaces, which can be claustrophobic and disorienting. There's also disturbing decorations. The catacombs feature arrangements of skulls and bones, often in intricate and kind of grisly patterns. These displays can be unsettling and evoke a sense of unease. There's a lot of reports of paranormal activity. Many visitors and explorers have reported strange occurrences such as, unexplained noises and voices and shadows. And while these claims are just rumored, of course, they contribute to the catacombs' eerie reputation. There's a lot of hidden and restricted areas. Only a small section of the catacombs is actually open to the public. The remaining tunnels are completely off limits due to safety concerns and the risk of getting lost, of course. Now, this has led to rumors and speculation about what actually lies hidden in the restricted areas. The historical events and tragedies make this place terrifying as well. The catacombs have witnessed numerous tragic events, including the French Revolution and World War II. The tunnels were also used as a hiding place for the French resistance fighters and as a bunker by the extremists. The combination of these factors creates an atmosphere of unease and fear, making the Paris catacombs a terrifying destination for many people. It's reported that it's filled with the bones of over 6 million people. One person on Reddit said they've been there twice, once in their 20s, once in their 50s, and the second time they went, they felt extremely claustrophobic and had a massive panic attack. I'm having anxiety just thinking about it, honestly. You go if you want, I'll happily pass on this one. Another place that sends shivers down the spines of experts is the underground bunker at the Greenbrier Resort in West Virginia. Built in the 1950s as a secret bunker for Congress, this facility was designed to provide a safe haven in the event of a nuclear attack. But what's terrifying about this bunker is its history. In the 1990s, a group of explorers stumbled upon the bunker and what they found was shocking. The bunker was still fully furnished with beds, desks, and even a television. It was as if the occupants had simply just vanished into thin air. The underground bunker at the Greenbrier, also known as just simply the bunker, was designed to serve as a congressional emergency relocation site in the event of a nuclear attack or other national crisis. Now, the bunker was built between 1958 and 1961 during the height of the Cold War. The project was commissioned by the US government and the construction was overseen by the Army Corps of Engineers. The bunker was designed to accommodate all 535 members of Congress, as well as their staff and other essential personnel. The bunker is a self-sustaining underground facility that spans over 112,000 square feet. It's pretty big. It's built into the hillside beneath the Greenbrier Resort with a 25-ton blast door that seals the entrance. The bunker is actually divided into several sections, including one, the Congressional Chamber, which is a large room designed to accommodate all members of Congress, with a podium, of course, for the Speaker of the House. Two, the Senate and House of Representatives Chamber, which is similar, kind of smaller rooms for each chamber to conduct business. Three, the Presidential Suite, which of course is a private quarters for the president, complete with a bedroom, bathroom, and office. Four, the Communications Center, which is a room equipped with advanced communication equipment, including, telephones, radios, and teletype machines. Five, the Power Plant, which is a self-sustaining power generation system, including diesel generators and a fuel storage tank. Six, the Air Filtration System, which is an advanced air air filtration system just designed to remove radioactive particles and other contaminants from the air. And 7, the medical facility, which is a fully equipped hospital complete with operating rooms, patient rooms, and medical supplies. Now, while the bunker is an impressive feat of engineering and design, there are several aspects that make it very unsettling and even terrifying. The abandonment and decay, for starters. The bunker was decommissioned in 1992 and it remained abandoned for several years. The once state-of-the-art facility fell into disrepair, with equipment just rusting and walls cracking. The sense of abandonment and decay is palpable, making it feel like an absolute ghost town. Another thing that makes it super creepy is the weight of its history. The bunker was designed again to accommodate, the US government in the event of a nuclear war. The weight of this history is crushing. And it's, a sobering reminder of the Cold War era and the threat of nuclear annihilation. But also, we can't forget the isolation and confined spaces also make it a little bit hair-raising. The bunker is a self-sustaining facility, but it's also a confined space. The narrow corridors and cramped rooms can make you feel claustrophobic, and the isolation from the outside world is just very unsettling, to say the least, right? And the uncanny atmosphere. The bunker has a very uncanny, kind of vibe with its 1950s era decor and equipment. It's basically like stepping into a time capsule or time machine, but one that's frozen in fear and anxiety. That does not sound like a good time to me. Honestly, this place sounds super fascinating, but also quite terrifying. Some people who have visited said the tour is an absolute must, but others, including experts, have said they refuse to explore and likely never will. Have any of you guys been? I'm curious to know. Let me know if you have and what you thought about it.
In at 3, hidden underground bunker. Back in May of 2017, one explorer discovered a safe house built under a factory. Inside of the factory, the man passed through a blacked out corridor and through 2 giant metal doors before ending up inside of a room with electric light. It was found to be stocked with old newspaper clippings, photographs, as well as boots. It also led into several other rooms, also containing information posted all over the walls. Not only that, but the explorer discovered medicine, hard hats, and even gas masks, with boxes appearing to date back to World War II, with the bunker seemingly built to prepare for a devastating attack. The explorer stated, I quote, "What's really weird about this is that there doesn't seem to be any food in this bunker, not even cans of food." One viewer even commented, "Who creates a huge bunker and stocks it with medical supplies and clothing but doesn't put any food in it?" My feelings exactly. If you haven't yet, you should check out the full video. It's worth a watch. In at 2, water treatment plant. A decommissioned underground water treatment plant came to light in 2018 after it was put up for sale for just £28,000. The subterranean property is in the middle of Dartmoor in Devon and used to belong to the South West Water. Now, though the bunker is cheap, it's just downright terrifying to look at. With winding hallways and crumbling rooms, the place is over 100 feet long and 20 feet wide, and was formerly a facility used to extract gas from water. Why anyone would want to buy the water treatment plant is beyond me, with it looking more like the set of a horror movie than an ideal living area. The owner has explicitly stated that the plant shouldn't be used residentially, but would make for a great art studio. I still don't think you should buy it. And lastly, in at number 1, World War II bunker. So this bunker was discovered by an explorer named Mark Askand in France that was believed to have been used by Hitler. The urban explorer makes it his mission to capture places before they're gone for good, to ensure their stories and histories aren't lost. And back in 2017, he caught wind of an old Nazi bunker called the Wolfie Canyon, hidden away in the forest. He shared a handful of pictures on Facebook, and oh boy, this place is creepy. More terrifying still, as he was exploring the area of rural France, he had to be extra careful as it was hunting season, even posting a picture of a sign that read, "Caution, trap zone." It was in this area that he found an opening that looked like a sewage pipe, or an access tunnel that led down into the Nazi lair. Once inside, he discovered just how extensive and complex the secret lair truly was, with the secret bunker having a footprint of over 6 miles of tunnels, rooms and storage areas, making it the perfect place to launch an attack, if it ever came to it. In at 5, Probs. Uploaded to YouTube by Probs, they describe how they discovered the entrance to an underground bunker with a group of friends, with it perhaps being the worst decision they ever made. In the video, we see the group enter a small opening in the ground in a bleak and desolate area. Once inside, we can see a clear foundation littered with bricks before leading into a winding hallway. However, it wasn't the underground bunker that was the most terrifying part of this experience. It was the fact that during their exploration, the group began to hear voices coming protruding from above them. Some of the group began to hide, with props turning off his flashlight in fear that someone was coming down to get them. The bunker certainly adds to the creepy element, and if you haven't checked out the full video, you should do that right after this. In at 4, secret bunker. When two friends were out hiking in the woods of northern Germany, an area formerly known as German Democratic Republic, they stumbled across strange pipes protruding from the ground. After discovering the pipes in the field, they located the entrance that wasn't too hard to find. The entrance was about 100 meters or so from the pipes and was surrounded by coniferous trees and was covered with a wood lid, which the pair removed with a crowbar. What they found were endless hospital-like hallways with acoustics that the pair described as haunting. The hallways occurred several times before they stumbled across a hole in the wall that appeared to be punched with a hammer. However, more terrifying still, down one hallway they found graffiti that read, "Help." Then out of nowhere they found a big yellow door that they were expecting would lead to a dead end or an exit. The doors were as heavy as bank vaults, with them wondering how any person would be able to open them. Continuing down the tunnels, they found graffiti that left them very concerned. Clearly read, "Hello Satan, I love you." Check out the full article because it is absolutely terrifying.
Last on my list, I have the underground bunker at the Cheyenne Mountain Complex in Colorado. Built in the 1950s as a command center for the US military, this bunker was designed to withstand a nuclear attack. But what's eerie about this bunker is its isolation. It's located deep within Cheyenne Mountain. The bunker is accessible only through a very narrow tunnel. And once you're inside, you're actually trapped. Like, you can't leave. The bunker is self-sustaining with its own air supply, water, and food, but it's also a prison with no escape. This bunker is carved into the granite rock of Cheyenne Mountain with a total of 15 buildings and over 2 million cubic feet of space. It's built to withstand a 30 megaton blast. That's crazy. It has a command center, operations center, communication center, life support systems, and living quarters. I wonder what the rent goes for. Just kidding. But honestly, while this mountain complex is an impressive feat of engineering and design, there are several aspects that do make it really creepy and unsettling, and honestly, just flat out terrifying. It's super isolated and the spaces are confined. If you get claustrophobic easily, 0 out of 10, I would not recommend. It's also in such a remote area of Colorado, making it really difficult to access and escape. But also the lack of transparency there is a little alarming. It's a super secretive facility with much of its operation and past activities classified. Because of how narrow it is there as well, the physical risk alone stops even the best experts at exploring it. Rocks fall, tunnels could collapse, and not to mention exposure to hazardous materials, but psychologically it could really mess you up. The history and purpose of the complex is unsettling, and it's made a lot of experts hesitant to explore a facility that was designed to withstand a nuclear war. The fear of the unknown also plays a big role. A secretive nature, of it creates an air of mystery that makes even experts uneasy. It's alleged that several former employees and past visitors have actually reported seeing ghosts and shadowy figures in the tunnels and chambers. Strange noises such as, unexplained whispers, footsteps, knocking sounds have been reported as well. Some personnel have reported experiencing equipment malfunctions or strange occurrences with their own electronic devices, like their tablets, phones, etc., and real paranormal activity type stuff. Now, a few individuals apparently also experienced strange time distortions, like feelings of, disorientation while inside, or like losing a sense of time, like traveling. Now, allegedly, and don't hold me to this, but I also heard there have been UFO sightings in the vicinity, although again, this is allegedly and difficult to verify. Which place out of these three would you want to visit if you could? All, none, one? Let me know. I'm your host Ashley, thanks for watching, and until next time, stay scared. From haunted islands to cursed villages, we're exploring real-life horror stories behind these forbidden destinations. First up, let's travel to Mexico and the infamous Island of the Dolls, or Isla de las Manucas. This small island is home to hundreds of decrepit dolls hanging from trees and scattered throughout the island since 1950. There is literally no electricity there or even running water. Concrete constructions are forbidden as well, and the only buildings and shops are actually made from wood. The story goes that the island's former caretaker, Don Julian Santana Barrera, found a doll in the canal and began to collect more, believing that they helped to ward off evil spirits. He claims to have discovered the floating body of a girl in the surrounding waters, and after finding the body, Barrera is said to have found a doll floating nearby.